Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome. My name, of course, is Potato, and here we check out the latest and the greatest strategy games each and every day of the week. Today, we're checking out the tactical base builder that is The Last Spell, and we'll get into it very shortly indeed. But thank you very much to the developers who sponsored coverage of this video. It's always great when you get paid to play a game that you're going to play anyway, which is great. The game is currently releasing into 1.0 and is very well regarded on Steam. So, right, let's see what we've got going on. As ever, I'll do my very best to explain what the heck is happening, and the tutorial is actually fantastic at getting us all up to speed, but I'm going to click through the little bits and bobs, and we will chat about what the heck is going on. So, this is our little town. Now, there is a very complicated and very interesting backstory. Basically, there are these wizard people, and they're channeling a spell in order for the world to be saved. The spell has to be cast, and we need to protect this. We need to protect this circle. It's a simple premise, but as we'll see as we go, there are some complexities to that. So, we start with this little town. It's got a couple of little buildings. We've got a shop over here. We've got some ruins. We've got some houses that houses workers. And then we've also got a temple over here as well. Now, all of these houses, all of these buildings do a bunch of different interesting things, which we will talk about as we go. But what we're probably going to do is we're just going to follow the little tooltips up in the commander's journal, because it can be very, very handy. Now, we have got three characters here. Well, we've got Noella, we have got Aneta, and we have got another character called Noella. We got two Noellas. That's gonna be deeply, deeply confusing, but that's okay. Right. Anyway, they've got a bunch of different skills, and what we are going to be dealing with is we are going to be dealing with a remarkably large enemy horde, which is going to be coming from this direction very shortly indeed. So first, what we got to do is we got to position everybody in an appropriate position. We'll talk about the mechanics. Don't worry about it. It's gonna be very very simple, very easy to understand. I think I'm happy with this. I'm happy with this. We can deal with this, and we can see where the enemies are going to come from. So we will end the deployment phase. Then we will go into, I guess, the combat phase. Now, this is over the course of the evening. We will deal with this as we go, and this is where our heroes will prove themselves in the defense of the magic circle. So there is a whole bunch of enemies, and we will get a little number that is going to pop up here. It's going to tell us exactly how many enemies we've got. But anyway, let's break down exactly why this is a tactical base builder and what makes it so interesting and innovative. So there are a couple of things to bear in mind with regards to each hero, and each hero can be customized tremendously. It's very, very cool indeed. Anyway, let's distill it down to the basic points. We've obviously got armor, we've got health, that's fine. But more importantly than that, we've got action points, we've got mana, and we've got movement points. Now, movement points work exactly as you would expect them to work. You can move. You can spend them. Once you've spent them, you can't get them back. Mana, we can use specific skills. Well, basically all skills actually consume an action point and a combination of mana, and that'll just depend on the hero, depends on the mana pool. For example, we've got Noella. Is this Noella 1 or Noella 2? Anyway, it doesn't particularly matter. The archer, which I love. I love archers in all games, actually. But the archer has got a plethora of mana-consuming abilities, but others only really have one, so that's fine. Anyway, we have like three different types of units. We've got one, which is a very, very high damage physical melee combat units here. We've got a ranged, well, it's ranged magical, but it's more interesting, I guess. It's a sort of mid-range unit, and then we've got the long-range archer, who, interestingly enough, has got the largest number of move points. So, here's what we're gonna do. We are gonna move you right up to about here, I think. Yeah, and then we can undo if we want to, but I don't want to undo. And then we're gonna start just absolutely wailing on the enemies here. Now, could I maybe get a step closer? I could maybe get a step closer. But if I go a step closer, you know what that's going to mean? That's going to mean that we have no movement to retreat after we have conducted the action. However, I'm so unbelievably confident that I'm going to be able to destroy a whole bunch of these that we're going to just go for it. So, as I say, I'm going to wear down my action points. I'm going to use this ability, which is Stomp. We've got Crush, and we've also got Bash. We'll talk through them. We'll use them all over the course of this, maybe not this specific encounter, but we will definitely use them all. It's worth noting that if we have a little look at the enemies, we can see what their stats are up in the top right-hand corner. We can also see where they're able to move to. As long as you're the one taking the damage, I'm not too unhappy with that. You've got a lot of armor. Armor is recovered every turn. We do get health regen, much in the same way that we've got mana regen as well, which mana regen is +5, health regen is +11, so honestly, Noella 2 being on the front line is something that I'm quite happy to deal with. Anyway, let's have a look at what Aneta can do. So, we got a couple of ranged attacks. In fact, they're all ranged, really. We've got the Sword of Damocles. Excellent little reference there. We've also got magic missiles. Now, magic missiles, both of these deal magical damage, which is fine. Magic missiles is for multiple targets in the same way that Stomp hits multiple targets. We're able to hit multiple targets with magic missiles. So let's do that. We'll select a couple. Boom. Now, we may not guarantee a kill on everyone, but we will at least do our best to wipe out all of these people. Before we do, actually, probably worth noting that each and every time we deal damage to an enemy, they become wounded, which means that they hopefully will be a little bit less of a threat. So in this specific circumstance, we can see minus 30% to total damage, dodge has been decreased, move points have been decreased by half. So that's actually quite a nice way to, you know, limit the impact of some of these enemies. In fact, let's see if we can try and target down. You're out of range as well. Okay, well, we'll just destroy. You're out of range too. Of course, you're out of range. You're out of the zone. We'll destroy you. Sure. There we go. Okay, so you've been damaged as well. That's excellent. Now we can actually conduct more strikes. So I'm going to utilize the Sword of Damocles on you. Get rid of you. Excellent. We're out of action points entirely. We can move. You know, we can move all the way up to the front line, then we can retreat all the way back. It just depends on the type of unit, depends on what we want to be doing here. This is going to give us a lot of damage. The Archer is my favorite character for good reason, I believe, because they can deal a tremendously large amount of damage. A couple of things to focus on right here. We've got Rain of Arrows, which just deals an ungodly amount of damage, which is nice. We've also got Straight Arrows, single target, you know, attack specific individuals. We've also got power shots. Look at that. Brilliant. Oh, it's fantastic. Thank you very much. I'm okay with regards to that. So, I mean, we're kind of like pushing up against the limit of what we can actually attack here. Let's go for tight volley. We can go for a tight volley over here, but it's slightly out of range. So let's move over there. Then we'll go for a tight volley right in there. Boom, and we will take out 3 more. And that leaves us with the ability to just use a regular straight shot on that individual. No real need to move there, but that's fine. We've got an action point actually here. We can use a passive, I guess. What's an active because we have to cast it, but it'll allow us to increase our armor. Not like we're going to get attacked because, quite frankly, I have repelled literally all of the enemies, which is kind of nice. Boom. We end that phase. I'm attacked by one individual. Now, the interesting thing is that this feels a little bit dicey, but I'm pretty confident that we're going to be able to clear up like a good chunk of these chumps. Let's actually initiate with our melee hero. There we go. Let's initiate same situation again. Excellent. And then oh, you are on 1 HP. The 2 dodgers are on 1 HP. That is worth noting. I've got 1 action point. I can destroy you, but what do I want to do? I could use Crush. I could definitely use crush. I could use it. You know what? Just... Sure. Just take you out. That's fine. We can also retreat. We can retreat you. Let's retreat you back to, like, here. And we can choose to maybe take some more evasive action a little bit later on. But let's get the magic missiles. It's good. There we go. Start wiping out the enemies. Pretty happy with how that looks. Yep, that leaves us with 1 action point as well, which we can use on you if we need to. I don't particularly want to do that yet because I would like to get the Rain of Arrows out. It's worth noting, by the way, that we can only use Rain of Arrows once. This is the spell usage and the number that we've got left. I'm okay with this sort of as a concept because we're able to wipe out, I mean, a tremendously large number of these units very, very rapidly indeed. That's good. That feels really, really good. Do I want to damage somebody or do I want to maybe... We can definitely sword you. That's fine. We can power shot. Well, it doesn't really matter what we do, whether it's straight arrow or power shot. We can do that to anyone. I mean, you're literally not going to be able to move to threaten me anyway, so let's take you out on the back line. And then let's just retreat our heroes. Just retreat them a little bit. This is a tactical retreat. It's not a real retreat. Let's actually undo that action point so we can move you a little bit less far back, and we can keep you sort of engaged in the combat, which is quite nice. Okay. Good stuff indeed. This is great. Happy with this. We can see, by the way, that there is 35 enemies remaining. And once we have managed to clear them up, which we're probably not going to be able to do this turn. It's probably going to take us until next turn to do it. Once we have done that, the night phase will end. That's literally... That was 6 units right there, BTW. That is 6 units. There we go. Okay, that's looking good. See, this is a bit of a problem. Look at this. We don't actually have the mana to conduct our second magic missile strike, which means that we're going to have to utilize our Sword of Damocles here. You know what? Let's not actually worry about the ones that we've wounded. Let's maybe see if we can try and focus on the backline a little bit. There we go. Try and damage as many as we possibly can. So you... I kind of want you to go over... What do I want to do? What do I want to do? I mean, we can definitely take these units out, but I think I want to maybe head over here, start utilizing Stomp, because I think Stomp is far and away our best spell. Okay. And then I think we're just going to buff up. You know what? Let's give the enemies a chance. Let's give the enemies a chance. We'll increase our armor. If we take a little bit of damage, I'm sure we'll be able to get over it. It's fine. Oh, we have action points remaining. What action points do I have remaining? The Archer. Of course I have the Archer's action points remaining. Type Volley, a little bit of assistance. A little bit of assistance to sort of pepper up. There we go. To pepper up these units over here would be really, really nice. Just so that they can't injure my dude too much. Power shot or regular arrow? Well, regular arrow is the only thing that's going to be able to reach. And we kill it. Okay, that's brilliant news. So I don't think that we're sort of in threat range. If we are, it's only going to be a minimal threat. And that is something that I am perfectly content to deal with. Who's got an action point remaining? You've got an action point remaining. Sword of Damocles, you. Sure. We don't need to do anything. What I could have done... this is just a move action, by the way, so we can actually move back. I'm not sure that I want to do that at this present moment. We could utilize transfer, which is definitely noteworthy, which would buff up an enemy, but I don't particularly want to do that at this moment in time. I don't care about the movement. That's okay. We're going to take any damage here? Armor's going to get hit, but we don't take any damage. That is honestly pretty much the best case scenario for me. Right. Okay, an enemy within your haven will cause panic. That's okay, because we haven't actually got, or we haven't let anyone in past these walls yet, so that is absolutely fine with me. How are we doing? Well, Rain of Arrows we are going to utilize, because, again, it's just so freaking good. It's so freaking good. Look at that. I mean, we're down to 16 remaining enemies. You can't make up these numbers. Oh, man, feels great. We still do not have enough to utilize magic missiles, which is a little bit of a shame. Let's just walk... Let's walk you into the gauntlet, and let's just chance it. There we go. Beautiful. My mana is almost depleted. That's okay. You don't need to survive much longer. No offense. I can still tight volley, right? I can still tight volley. Tight volley over here. It's going to wipe up those two. Okay. Let's attack you here. Excellent. That will reduce your walking range anyway. So that's kind of good. Then we'll be able to finish these two off. Excellent. Then we'll be able to retreat you. So again, we may very well be within... We may very well be within attack distance for like 1 or 2, but mostly I think we should be fine. And also I completely forgot that we have Sword of Damocles to rain down a whole bunch of stuff. I don't particularly need to buff anyone at the moment, do I? I mean, I could buff you. I mean, it's going to be after the fact, and it only lasts for a turn, so, I mean, it doesn't particularly matter. But that can increase your movement speed, so that's, or your movement range, so that's kind of nice. Right, is that us for actions? I think it is, with the exception of you. We'll buff you. It's not going to make a difference because we're still fine. We've got 1 unused action point. That is A-okay. Right, these are the last 5 chumps that we could reasonably be expected to destroy. Let's move in and do it. Excellent. Man, it feels good. It feels good to thump the floor like that. That is fantastic. And... man, that's so good. That bash ability, oh, is so satisfying. Right. Sword of Damocles. Might just be in range. Boom. Excellent. Fantastic. We did it. That is brilliant. Now I deserve a beer. So, at the end of the night, this is where things get very, very interesting indeed. Our heroes all level up. Noella 1, Noella 2. Congratulations, you're leveling up. Everybody is alive. We've got an S rank. That's wonderful. We've got a whole bunch of experience. Happy days. Now, interestingly, based on how much panic is in town, we get some rewards. Now, given that there was no panic, we get the maximum amount of rewards, which is great. The city is entirely protected. We get 105 gold, and we get 100 stone, which is very, very, very cool indeed. So, enemies are going to attack from the other angle now, and, you know, definitely as the game proceeds, rather than being surrounded by water at both sides here, we're going to be under assault from multiple angles. But for now, we just need to sort of contend with moving our units all the way across here, and we shall work on building the town right about now. So during the build phase, we are going to follow all of these objectives, and we're going to get them all done. So, character details. Let's jump into the character interface in the first instance. Couple of things to bear in mind here as we go. There's a couple of things that we can level up. So we can choose to pick a primary and a secondary attribute. I don't want to reroll. I think I'm just going to pick from here. And this will modify the characteristics of our hero. So you're the physical hero. Let's take damage. I mean, the damage buff is uncommon, which is kind of nice. A little bit of a bonus there. We could also get the critical buff, which is also uncommon. I think I'll just take base damage because that's going to allow my, it's going to allow my everything to do more. We'll pick a secondary damage, physical damage as well. I mean, all of my damage is physical. Yeah, all of my damage is physical on this hero. So I think we're going to take physical damage buff. That's really, really good. That works really, really well. As you can see, there's a whole bunch of stats for this hero. They've also got a couple of different modifiers as well. However, we can go into the perks interface here, and each and every time we level up, we get a perk point. And this just allows, I guess, like a passive skill to be added on to the hero. So we can get sprint, allowing additional move points in exchange for HP. I mean, to be honest, that's not bad, is it? Mana growth, more mana, steady aim. You know, if we stay still, we get bonuses. I mean, there's a whole bunch of stuff. Armor's increased by 110% of the hero's daily health regen. That's actually sick as heck. Let's train you in that. Coagulation. That's disgusting, but there we go. Anyway, let's move on to our next hero. We don't really need to dwell on it altogether too much. I will take an accuracy buff, I think, on my archer. It's rare. And I will maybe take mana regen. Mana regen would be quite good because we've only got 16 out of 34 at the moment. That is worth noting. But I think I'm going to take mana regen just because we're using that Rain of Arrows spell, and it does cost a lot of mana each and every time to use it. What about here? +1 daily mana regen, up to 25% of the hero's... Up to 25% of hero's mana. Yeah, I'm going to take that, actually. Every 4 enemies killed, because we can basically guarantee that we kill 4 enemies with the Rain of Arrows, so that synergizes really, really nicely. Let's start here as well. Health, this is our ranged magic damage. I don't really like that. Let's reroll. I'll take move points, to be honest. I think that's maybe more valuable. Opportunism. Multiplier applied to damage dealt with negative alterations. Nah, no, I don't really think that that's worthwhile. Maybe, I mean, everything is ranged here, right? If I'm not mistaken. It is. Which is definitely, like, it's definitely worth considering. I think I'm going to take reliability so that we always get some more consistent damage. That'd be nice, as opposed to a damage range. Fatality skill allows us to execute any enemies in melee range. I'm not really interested in that, to be honest. I think I might just take mana growth as well. Yeah, +6 mana increased by 3 for each level of the hero, which is going to give us 12 mana immediately, which is very, very nice indeed. Cool. Okay, we also get a reward from the knight, and this is going to allow us to modify our heroes even more, which is excellent. So, who do we want to put these items on? Well, a short bow I think would be fantastic. Now, who is the character that has a short bow? It is Noella 1. So this is going to allow us to compare Noella's current short bow, or current wooden short bow, with the slightly better short bow. I mean, it's better. It's better in like a very minor way. What about armor? We would be putting this on. We'd be putting this on you. I think this is probably a little bit better, actually. Minus move points is not exactly ideal, but medium armor +1, I think we'll take. So we'll nominate that to take. We'll confirm. Happy days. And we will actually get that equipped right now, which we do through this interface in the city stash. There we go. We got 2 different weapon sets. I don't need to worry about that right now. That's fine. Let's just get that on you. Brilliant. Cool. Okay. We can actually build new structures in the town, which is exactly what we're going to do. And we can also buy some new gear for our heroes. Now, we'll go into the shop first and we'll action this. Rusty shields. I can sell this actually, can't I? Yeah, I mean, I can. Maybe I'll keep it. I'll keep it for now. Do I care about anything specifically? That's a slightly better hammer, and it's actually like a marginally better hammer. I'll take that. Anything else that I want to get? Potion of health. I'm not really that bothered. Armored boots. I think I will actually get the armored boots. They're quite a steal. We got plenty of cash. There we go. 75 gold. It's very, very nice indeed. Dodge, reinforced light armor, teleportation scroll. Yeah, you know what? I'm not actually super bothered. I'm not actually super bothered about that. Right, let's go and get you equipped. There we go. Let's get your booties on. Do we not have the slot for booties? Uh-oh. Apparently not. Apparently not. Oh, it's a trinket. We assign it as a trinket. There we go. Okay, that's cool. Yeah, so you're pretty jacked, to be honest. You've got quite a lot of armor, which I'm quite liking. 90 armor. Look at that. So you're going to be able to frontline and take like a lot of hits, which is kind of exactly the point of you. So there we go. Right, so let's go into the city modification interface here. And this is where things can get a little bit funky. We can only build one temple. We can only build one shop. We've got the shop over here. We've got the temple over here. But we can build a mana well. We can build 2 mana wells, actually. Permanently increases max mana for all heroes every production phase. So let's build that. Do I want to build a second one? You know what? Sure. Why the heck not, eh? Let's build a second one. So that's kind of great. Now, the interesting thing about the way that actions and work happens in a production cycle, I think is the technical phrase, we can undertake a number of actions specifically from all of our active buildings. So we've got, for example, we have got these mana wells. Each have 3 spells down here. Well, 3. Well, I don't even know if they're spells. 3 things that we can utilize. There is a cost associated with all of them, and that cost is in the number of workers. Now, we've got 2 workers available at the moment because we've got 2 houses. We can upgrade our houses, get ourselves more workers. Maybe I should have saved some gold to do that. It doesn't particularly matter. The point is that we get these for free. We can restore mana for free, so let's do that. And that. Maybe should have been on you, but it doesn't particularly matter. We can also heal up as well. Restore 40 HP for free. I don't even think we need to restore HP to anyone. Yeah, no HP needs to be restored there, so that's fine. Anyway, what we can do is we can actually spend one of our workers specifically to get a certain bonus. And this is going to restore 8 mana to all heroes, or we can get 6 max mana to the target hero. I think I might do restore mana, so we'll just restore 8 to all. That leaves me with 1 worker remaining, and that 1 worker I think I'm actually going to put to work at the ruins. We're going to destroy the ruins. It's going to take 2 to destroy the bigger ruins, but the smaller ruins we can get some gold, and we can get some resources, which is kind of nice. Maybe we spend that on anything. I mean, I could probably spend it on something. I don't think I can really spend it on any upgrades, can I? No, upgrades cost mostly like 30. Yeah, an upgrade to the mana well would cost me 30. Either way, not a huge deal. Anyway, so we spent all of our gold. We'll save up the gold for the next phase. That's fine. We can also build with our stone, or materials, I should say. We can build a whole bunch of barricades, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm basically just going to build a whole bunch of barricades all around. Now, we can build reinforced wooden walls within the city. We can build like a wooden gate within the city, but these barricades we build around here. And this is where we're out of barricades. This is where things are going to start to get very, very interesting indeed. So, the barricades don't block line of sight, which is really, really nice. So we should be good to go. We've bought all of our new gear. I don't particularly want to spend. I mean, I guess we might as well spend if this is something that we. If this is something that we want to do, then I guess let's do it. Sure, we'll jack you up even more. That is brilliant. We've bought all of the defenses. We have no buildings with free actions with the exception of this one, which is trying to give us health, and we can't deal with that. So we are going to end the phase. And when the phase ends, we're back to deployment. I've deployed in a fine configuration. I'm very happy with this. Let's go to the hordes. Right. The seal is hard to reach from the circle. I can't channel. It's too powerful. Yeah, so you are continuing to channel. Why not send the mages outside? That's fine. You know what? Don't worry about it. Most of my barricades go down pretty much instantaneously. Am I okay with this? I'm actually very okay with this. Like, this is totally, totally fine. Okay. Let's just absolutely ruin the existing barricades that we've got. And we'll do as much damage as we possibly can to those chumps. And then I think what we're going to do, we're going to move over here, and we're going to jump over. Look at that. Perfect. Then, do I even actually want to do anything here? I'll do magic missiles. I'm not going to do rain of arrows. We've got the mana to maintain the magic missiles. Okay, and then you can just arrow you over there. Yeah, that's fine. There's nothing else that we can do here specifically. I mean, even bracing or doing any of these other things, you know, increasing my evasion, not really worthwhile. So let's move forward. Okay, that's fine. Bad mana node. Sounds like an IT term. I can't do it alone. Hold it together. All of this is your fault. Excellent. Okay, bring the hordes. Okay, more barricades going down. But that's okay. That's exactly what we anticipated. Right. Let's retreat. Let's retreat you over there. It's going to cost me some points, but that's okay. Let's pepper up these suckers with a little rain of arrows. Excellent. We did damage our own fortifications a bit there, but that's absolutely fine. Let's do another tight volley. Excellent. We do not have any more volleys left, so we got to bear that in mind. Let's actually like preemptively do something with our buff there. Excellent. So we've got a little bit of extra movement here to play around with. Let's deal some damage. Beautiful. I mean, I'm actually not worried. I kind of want to see... exactly how... I want to see exactly how much damage we take on Noella 2 here. Right. Let's do some magic missiles. There we go. I'm really not concerned. Even though, I mean, maybe I should be a bit more concerned, but I'm actually not worried about it. You're out of action points. You've got some walking to do. Let's brace you up. You go from 105 to 150 armor. That's actually kind of incredible. Let's move you back ever so slightly. And you can just sort of stay over here. Okay, I'm reasonably happy with how that's looking. I feel like that's a pretty good defensive structure. The magic circle is decaying. It won't hold. Brace yourselves. Yeah. There do be a lot of bad boys. That's okay, because we have got another rain of arrows, which is going to do a tremendous amount of damage. I think we can actually do a nice little combo here. If we take you out, move in here, and just start smacking. Beautiful. I could smack again, but you know what? If I move in deeper, we get more value per smack, which feels quite good too. Right, then we can maybe follow up with a tight volley. Kind of want the tight volley to be over here. Let's do that. Yeah. Nice. We polish you off. Move you back by 1. Dunk. And retreat you. Excellent. Then we'll do some magic missiles. We can probably manage to do that twice. That's out of range. Let's move you across by 1 or 2 squares. That'll give us the leeway to just bring in a whole bunch of extra damage, and then we can probably utilize the Sword of Damocles to maybe do a little bit of extra in concert with the regular arrow shots. Okay. The archer's a little bit exposed, so let's move you back. That's fine. You're in a fine position. Yeah, I'm happy with that. I'm very, very happy with that. We got 55 enemies remaining. My body. Oh no, the seal. Another mage. Quick. Find another mage. There is still hope left. Surely the other havens will be able to break all the seals. Uh-oh. I think we did indeed. Yep. The seal was overrang. The circle has been broken. And that's exactly what the enemies always wanted. Why on earth their motivations are so nefarious, I'm not entirely certain. Anyway, right. So after the level, we go through this little interface, which is kind of cool. There's basically, as part of the universe, there are like two god things, which is very interesting indeed. But anyway, if we click through here, we can actually see that we can gain favors, which basically just give us a whole bunch of modifiers to play the next level, or the next iteration, I should say. We need to, in order to get in order to get access to building the house, we need to survive 2 nights at Gildenberg, which is actually the next area that we would be going. We can also check out the dark side. Now, the dark side works slightly differently, but again, it gives us a modifier to help build the town into a greater and more incredible place. For example, we can spend Tainted Essence, of which we have 200. Heroes have plus 15 health. So you see, we are slowly but surely, if we spend all this Tainted Essence there, we can slowly but surely customize and tweak each and every sort of available little metric with regards to our specific heroes. We can also tweak, you know, specific bits and bobs with regards to the town. We can also apply omens before we go into combat. And omens, again, tweak more bits and bobs. Tainted Essence gains are increased by 10%. All heroes have 35 health. All heroes have 8 mana. All heroes have 1 movement point. It's just that simple. It's very, very cool indeed. So, yeah, before we start up in Gildenberg, you can see that we actually have a tremendous amount of modification that has taken place. We've modified our omens, we've modified our heroes, and obviously, like, within the level, we would be able to build up like further defenses, further heroes. We're able to do just a tremendous amount of stuff. And as you can see, in Gildenberg here, we are going to be dealing with like a huge variety of stuff happening. And we actually have three properly named heroes with similar spells. Yeah, the same spells. The same spells, same heroes, yeah. But there's so much customization that we can do. You'll also note, by the way, that there is potential for the enemy hordes to attack on every single front. But much in the same way that we had buildings last time. We've got a shop over here. We've got ruins. We've got... Do we have a temple? I don't think we have a temple. We do not have a temple, but we've got 2 houses. So yeah, lots and lots of stuff, lots and lots of obstacles for our heroes to move around and hide behind and all that sort of goodness. It's a very, very interesting, very cool game. I kind of dig it. It's really interesting. I love the town aspects. I love the tactical aspects. It's very cool. It's very entertaining. And I tell you what, like when an arrow connects, when it goes thunk into the corpse of an enemy, man, it just feels good. It just feels good. But anyway, ladies and gents, we are going to wrap up this showcase video right about now. Thank you ever so much to the developers for sponsoring coverage of this video. It genuinely is a great game. I would thoroughly recommend that you check it out. Have a little look. Click the link down in the description if you want to check out the game. It is available on Steam, and it has just hit the 1.0 release. So there's never been a better time to check it out. The Last Spell. Thank you ever so much, ladies and gentlemen. My name, of course, has been Open Potato. I'll see you next time. Bye.